Coming from the fact that clubs like Brecum Chelsea, Ashanti Gold, Diana Stars, Mediama SC had done so well in the previous years, it was quite clear that in the season we're going to have, you know, clubs that originally aren't traditional, just like Haas and Kotoko chasing for the title. You remember that the season before the Anas Expose, that was in 2018. Mediama SC were on top of the league. They were followed by Ashanti Gold. Anas Expose came. The league was truncated. In 2019, we had the normalization special competition. We saw Ash Good winning the other tier, Asante Kotoko winning the other tier. So the surprise element was in there still. Then before COVID-19 came, Mediama SC were on top of the league. Then COVID-19 came, the season was truncated. So coming from that particular backdrop, you realize that these clubs were really prepared, and more especially Mediama SC. So considering the inconsistency in the direction of coaching for Hearts of Oak, honestly speaking, personally, I did not give them a lot of chance to be on top of the league at this particular point in time. For Kotoko, yes, because of their vociferous fans and how consistent they had been in the top four, but Hearts of Oak had been very inconsistent. So as of this particular time, honestly speaking, it's a surprise to some of us to see House of Oak on top of the league, and then followed by Asante Kotoko and Great Olympics, a side that was nearly relegated before the COVID-19 outbreak, now gunning for the title. So clearly, it tells you that there's been a lot of competition. The Ghana Premier League this season has been highly competitive. Perhaps if we are to look back, it will be about maybe 2 decades back when we had, the likes of Asante Kotoko Asofo could be fighting for the title. You have Ashgood, Kwabi Brim, and other clubs also in there causing the surprises. This particular season, even as of now, Interlights are at the bottom of the table with 23 points. Mathematically, they can still win the league, even at the bottom of the table with 23. They have, you know, um, um, 24 more points to get from the 8 matches left for them to play. So if mathematically they are able to win all the 28 matches, it means all the 8 matches, they are going to have 24 points. And that will take them to 47. And no club will be relegated in the Ghana Premier League with 47 points. So even Interlights at the bottom of the table are still sure that they can make it in the Ghana Premier League by fighting to stay. And even if mathematically they want to fight for the title, it looks clear. Now we have Great Olympics on 46 points, 44 points after the game yesterday with Karela. They drew, so they have 44 points.
and
Has
and and I,
46
and I
and
thought
Kotoko
I thought
46.
that that result was a show of the increasing character that Accra Great Olympics is developing, or is showing to us with time. Um, you know, the fight back element of their play is what excited me about yesterday's result.
Yes, I think that one thing that the Olympics are doing very well this season is the fact that they have a very wonderful coach. Perhaps a lot of people have not noticed that, but Arnold Walker is
Humble and unassuming as well.
he's so intelligent. He's so Yesterday before the game, he said something that he is starting James Akaminko in the game because Akaminko is very combative, and he needs that in that particular game, knowing very well that Karela will be playing with Omar Bashir in midfield, somebody who loves surging forward with the ball, driving, giving the cutting passes, and then creating the goals for Karela. He planted James Akaminko there, and excuse me to say, Omar Bashir was useless yesterday. And clearly, you could see that if Olympics are playing, they play with a special tactical strategy. They went to Wafa. In the first half of the game, Olympics were leading 2-0. Watched the game closely and I realized that Anoka had seen that Wafa is a side that play with spaces. The players feel very uncomfortable when the spaces are so narrow. So what he did was that he kept his players close to the Wafa players. A Wafa player will pick the ball, starting a build-up, but every player has been closed down. So where to take the ball to was very difficult for the Wafa players.
Yeah, that reminds me of the indomitable Lions of yesteryear who used to apply that strategy as well.
Exactly. And so it gave them a very good game in the first half. They were leading 2-0. But Prosper was also intelligent. He came back from the second half and realized that, look, the only way that my boys can play is to get space. He pulled his he took off his offensive midfielder and then pulled his holding midfielder into his central defense. So he played a 3-back system and two wing backs, and created space in the middle for Wafa to play. And they were able to, equalize, get the 2 goals. But Olympics were lucky. They got a wonderful goal through Mudasiru to win that game over there in Wafa by 3-2. And yesterday, they did a very good job in the first half. I think that Olympics could have even won the game against Karela. They created all the decent chances. But, they had a player called Joshua Rue. Wonderful player. He unleashed about 3 wonderful tendrous drives onto the Karela goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper also did very well. Bedu, was able to block all those balls. So I think that, this season has been highly, highly competitive. And even as of now, we are left with 8 matches to go. It is not clear who is winning the league.
Well, let's see. You can send in your messages and tell us who it is or which club it is you feel will win the league with the situation we see right now. Very, very tight situation on the Ghana Premier League table with Accra Hearts of Oak leading, Kumasi Asante Kotoko in second place, and Accra Great Olympics in third with Mediama SC in fourth. This is the top 4 situation currently with 7 games to wrap it all up. Your messages are welcome on our WhatsApp platform and also on all of our handles. It's at Joy Sports GH on Twitter, so tweet at us. We'll be glad to share the messages with everybody else. Like I said today, the rule is very simple. Send in your message, do your predictions, but please remember to add reasons. On the Ghana Premier League as well, do the same thing. If you tell me that you want Accra Hearts of Oak to win, then you have to give me your reasons why, or why you have that conviction that Accra Hearts of Oak or Kotoko or Mediama or Great Olympics is going to win. So it's +233 55 1111 997. You can't miss those digits at all. So remember, there's a lot of activity here on all of our platforms here at Multimedia. Joy Sports bringing you live radio commentary from 6 p.m. And for the viewing experience, it's the Hits 103.9 FM Rep Your Jersey event, strictly by invitation, with a lot of focus on COVID-19 protocols. Remember, COVID-19 is still with us, so we have to stay safe, live safe, and ensure that everything we do is in line with all of the safety regulations. Sheikh Tofik Sieno is sharing my company now, and in a few moments, we'll also have the presidents of the Chelsea and Manchester City supporters clubs of Ghana join to tell us how it's going to go from their perspective, how they've been whipping up support from here, and how it's going to turn up. So all of the soothsayers, get your keypads and start typing a message to me. Let's know what is running through your mind right now. We're about 6 clear hours from that game. At this time, what are the fans doing? What are you doing? How is it going for you? Let me know and let us share with everybody else. Now, so Great Olympics has the magic. As it stands now, with 7 games to go, it still could actually be anybody's game for all the top 4 clubs.
Yes, it could be, but it looks likely to tilt in the direction of Accra House of Oak.
Why?
The next 5 matches in the league will clearly determine who wins the league. And House of Oak, out of the 46 points they have won only 4 games outside the Accra Sports Stadium. So all the other wins that they have gotten are at the Accra Sports Stadium.
What is it about the Accra Stadium? And,
well, I think hitherto it wasn't good for them. When they are playing at the Accra Sports Stadium, they used to play under a lot of pressure. But I think that this time around, the players are very confident. They love playing at Accra Sports. And there is one tactical thing that I've seen about the team. They also play like Wafa, not in terms of the possession, but in terms of using spaces. So playing at Accra Sports Stadium, which is, understandably a bigger pitch, they enjoy playing there, and they score a lot of goals. They scored 6 against Bechem United. They scored 4 against Wafa. They scored 3 against Dreams FC, and quite recently they scored 2 against King Faisal. So when they play at Accra Sports Stadium, they are able to exploit the spaces and play very well. I saw Has do one wonderful thing against King Faisal. In the game against King Faisal in the first half, it was goalless. In the second half, the coach realized that the King Faisal backline was very close to the goalkeeper. So they were not leaving any space behind them. And that was a mark of experience from the King Faisal defenders. Richard Akrofi had been with Hearts of Oak, had been with Heart of Lions. He's got great experience. They had this Eric Donko, Asante Kotoko, as good, huge experience. So what they did was that we can't run. If we are to keep a space between us and the goalkeeper, Patrick Razak will exploit. So we have to keep it close to the goalkeeper so that Razak will not be able to exploit that particular space. But Boadu realized that, and he made his Hearts of Oak players keep the ball around the center circle, teased the King Faisal defenders out of their comfort zone, and that was how they were able to exploit with a Free and then Ibrahim to get a goals for Hearts of Oak. So I think that playing at the Accra Sports Stadium is a huge advantage for Hearts of Oak. And their next 5 games, they are playing all at Accra Sports Stadium. Both home and away. They play against King Faisal, they will play against Medema, they will play against Asante Kotoko, they will play against, I think, Inter Allies. And they are playing all the games. They will play against Olympics too. They will play all the games at the Accra Sports Stadium. And so it's a huge advantage for them. Statistically, if you look at the number of wins that they have been able to get at Accra Sports Stadium and the points that they have gotten there, clearly, if that trend is going to follow, then Hearts of Oak should be able to win the league with the next 5 matches that they are going to play at Accra Sports Stadium. Now, consecutively, they've been able to win 2 matches away from home, beating Bechem United and then beating 11 Wonders. Very huge. And these are records for Hearts of Oak. Bechem United were unbeaten for so many years. Hearts of Oak went there and stopped them. 11 Wonders, Hearts of Oak had not won a game, against a Techiman side in Techimai. But they went there, won against 11 Wonders. So they are doing well away now. And in the last 5 matches, they've not been defeated. So it appears clearly that the signs are good for them. More especially when they are playing their last 5 matches at the Accra Sports Stadium. There also seemed to be a record popping up with regards to the goal scorers chart. I heard you mention whether anybody can catch up with Deuse Taylor. Yesterday, he was able to equal the record of Augustine Okran and Alex Asamoah Makwekwe. Alex Asamoah scored 16 goals.
What's his nickname again?
Makwekwe.
What's the meaning of that one?
Well, he can better explain. He can better explain. In 2009, playing for Asante Kotoko, he won the Goal King with 16 goals.
Sure.
And then in 2014, Augustine Okran, now with Kotoko, playing for Bechem United, won also with 16 goals. Yesterday, Deuse Taylor scored his 16th goal of the season, so he equaled that particular record. Now, he is catching up with Eric Bequin, who scored 17 goals to win the league, the Goal King in 2008. And then in 2011, Nana Poku, then with Breku Masna, also won with 17 goals. Then in 2017, it was Hans Kofi, who was then playing for Ashgood, also won with 17 goals. And then Latif Blessing in 2016, also won with 17 goals. So he's now catching up with them. Perhaps this season, we may see, the record being broken. Deuse Taylor, 7 more games to play. He may score either 2 or 3 in addition. If he's able to score 2 goals, he's broken the records of Eric Bequin, Nana Poku, and the rest. And is now catching up with Kofi Usu, who scored 19 goals in 2015. But since 2013, when Mahatma also scored 20 goals in the league, we are yet to have a player to score that number of goals, 20 in a single season. Ishmaelado still holds the record of scoring 22 goals in a single season. That was in 2002. And yet, we are yet to have a player to reach that particular mark. The closer a player came was in 2000.
So clearly, that is something we should be a little worried about?
Yeah, of course. I think that a lot of players, but perhaps sometimes you can't also blame them a lot because of the financial constraints involved. A player scores 16 goals, then the next season he's out of the Ghana Premier League. If you check the records of Ismailado, in 1999, Ismailado scored 19 goals. In 2001, he scored 21 goals. That in the 99-2000 season, he scored 19. 2001, he scored 21 goals. 2002, he scored 22 goals. So the
So he
consistency,
improved season after season.
the consistency with which he played in the league helped. Eric Bequim played a season, scored 17 goals. He left for Petrojet. Every player since I think 2008, after winning the Goal King, leaves the shores of Ghana. And I think that since that time, it's been only Nana Poku and then Mahatma Otu. They are the only two players who have been able to succeed in terms of playing outside and then still scoring goals. All the other players have struggled in a way to even meet the 16 goal or the 15 goal mark they made in the Ghana Premier League before leaving. Hans Kofi went, he came back. Alex Asamoah went, he's now back. He came to 11 Wonder. So it's been like that. But it looks like the Ose Taylor perhaps this season will be able to make either the 19 goal mark or perhaps even get to the 20 and equal Mahatma Otu's record, looking at the way he's scoring.
Well, messages are very welcome. 055-1111-997. Let me just quickly give you an idea of what it's looking like if you are not familiar with it. I'm talking about the Ghana Premier League table. And Accra Hearts of Oak, with a superior goal advantage of 2, are sitting at the top with 46 points. Kumasi Asante Kotoko with same with 15 goals. Accra Hearts of Oak have 17. The reason why Accra Hearts of Oak sit at the top. This is after, the match day. We're getting into some more games later this weekend. Now, Accra Great Olympics are seated there at the third place with 44 points. It's 43 points for Karela United, Mediama SC following with 43 points as well. So it's looking very, very tight. And we are honestly, not sure how all of this is going to wrap up. Who do you feel can win this battle of extreme competition in the Ghana Premier League? Send us a message. We'll be activating the phone line a little earlier today so that you can also, express your thoughts and your opinions. Remember, today, we're not just doing the predictions, we're adding reasons. So let's quickly get some of them that are also focusing on the UEFA Champions League final. The two presidents are seated. I'm very sure that if Nana Akufo-Addo was here in the studio with us, they would have had to relinquish their titles and call themselves chairpersons or something like that. But let me just get on the WhatsApp console now and try to get some of our messages. Now, okay. There is one from Ni in Teshi. Ni says, "Hi, Nat. Chelsea won, Man City 3. Well, Chelsea won, Man City 3. That's from Ni in Teshi. So, Ni, it's very clear where you belong. There's this one that is from Nana Kwesi in Dansuman. My legend, Nat, mark my words. Man City will win this game by 2 goals against Chelsea. Vim, what are the reasons? Spiritually, Man City is fortified. Psychologically, Man City is ready. Emotionally, City is desperate and willing to make history. Success is Man City's success, and Man City is very hungry to succeed. Today, Chelsea will see that they are not only the female team, but a netball team. On that note, Man City all the way tonight. Chelsea, dear Omada. Okay, Nana Kwesi, thank you very much. So we're going to use all of those variables to judge who is ready, spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally in the Ghana Premier League. We'll figure that out in a bit with Sheikh Tofik Sien, who's here with me in the studio. Let's go to Kojo in Medina. Hi, Nat. How are you? Good afternoon to my Blues president in your studios. Please, my humble opinion, though, Chelsea have the odds in their favor. Now, no first-time finalists have won it in a long time now. Klopp won it in the year after losing the previous year. So, TT just lost last season. So, okay, but City is good, Nat. Tuchel is called for the gods of karma in favor of him, and I perfectly support a win for us. City 1, Chelsea 2. Kojo Medina, thank you very much. Your reasons are also very, very interesting, but very true. I mean, you've laid very important facts here. There's this one from Vincent in Mamprobi. Nat, hi, Ato. Good job. Keep it up. How many goals did Osei Kufuor score in 2002? Okay, with reference to which of the competitions? Samuel Osei Kufuor as a defender, he's won the
I think
UEFA
he's
Champions
referring
League.
to Emmanuel Osei Kufuor.
Emmanuel
I
Osei
think
Kufuor.
that
Well,
season he scored 17 because Dombote won with 18 goals.
yes, just one goal difference. Okay, thank you very much. Chelsea 2, Man City 0. Okay, so this is from Vincent in Mamprobi. Okay, keep the messages coming in. Today is going to be very fluid, and like I said, we're going to, activate the phone lines a little earlier so that we can, we can get it going. Okay, there was one message on Formula One. It says over 1 second faster than the next driver. Do remember. Yes, that one. Yes. Over 1 second faster than the next driver. Do remember that Hamilton set the fastest lap time. Okay, thank you very much. But you didn't add your name. Please make sure to add your names when you send in the messages. So it's clear. Spiritually, and I always like to visit that subject of spirituality and all of that. We in this side of the world always like to relate to spirituality in our game and all of that. Any bit of that important in the scheme of things? They say we always like more of the mind games and the so-called spiritual twist to our game rather than concentrating on the technical aspect, which is the reason why sometimes our game sees the slump it sees.
House of Oak used to have a lot of belief in that, and it gave them a huge psychological advantage over Asante Kotoko anytime they meet. You remember?
So spiritual, which is the prayers they used to go and say in Accra Newtown, the playing body would go and say in Accra Newtown
Honestly
ahead of a
speaking,
game.
From my perspective, I think that all those things are psychological, but it had a huge effect on Asante Kotoko. I am told in one of the games was Jacob Nate. Yes, Jacob Nate,
Nete, yeah,
who was
Jacob
the captain
Nete,
of the
yeah.
team at that time, was given an egg. That he should break the egg. I think in the middle of the center circle, and when he did that, it had a huge psychological effect on the Kotoko players, and they caved in. So House of Oak used to play those mind games on Kotoko and get them. But it appears that in recent times, whether because of modernity or whatever, the Kotoko players do not give in to those things easily. When they play those mind games, sometimes they come with to the field with white handkerchiefs around their arms.
And I remember that day as well where the playing body of Asante Kotoko decided to change on the pitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they lost eventually by 3-0 to House of Oak.
So some of these things have happened over and over again, but I think that the psychological advantage it gave the teams over the other is not what is being felt in recent times. So those mind games will be played, but a lot now go into the technicalities and the tactical disposition and display of the coaches to earn them a win. I remember when Maxwell Kunedu was the head coach of Asante Kotoko, and then Odum was the head coach of Hearts of Oak in the Super Clash in Accra, which Kotoko won 2-1. That wonderful goal that was scored by Justice Blay in that particular game. Clearly, you could see that both coaches were throwing punches at each other. Odum, under Odum, and the records indicate that House of Oak never played a game under Odum and lost possession. So Masoi Kunedu going into that particular game knew that he was going to play against a coach who loves to possess. So he allowed House of Oak to play the game, and then he played tactics. In the end, Kotoko won 2-1 against House of Oak in Accra. So now a lot go into coaching and the quality of players that the teams have than the spiritualities and then the psychological advantages that they display over each other. Is the reason recently you see Haas and Kotoko games, you don't see a lot of drama as in players coming to the field with powder all over the face, players coming to the field to
with their
sprinkle
with their flag covered. They covered themselves in their flag.
Exactly. It's the reason we don't see those things a lot these days, because a lot go into the recruitment of quality players, and you can see it when you talk about the playing body. Check Hasselhoff and check Asante Kotoko, and clearly you see that in terms of quality, they all have quality. One key thing that is helping almost every club across the board is that every club this season has about 6 or 7 quality players who are capable of playing for any of the top clubs in the country. So when they are playing, you clearly see that, look, there is quality being displayed here. Being it Wafa, being it Ash Gold, being it 11 Wonders, even Kim Faisal. Talk even about 11, what do you call it, Interallies, who are going to relegation. And we watch their playing body. You have Richmond Lamptey there, wonderful player. You have Desmond Abuga, beautiful defender. You have Richard, who played for Asante Kotoko and now is with Interallies. So in terms of quality, it appears that it's evenly dispersed now, and all clubs are taking advantage of that and then playing very good football in the Ghana Premier League this season. So it is not only about, the spirituality or the psychological mind games that the clubs play. This time around, coaching plays a role. I'll give you an example. Dreams FC, when the season started, first 7 matches, they had only 6 points out of 21, were lying in the relegation zone. The management met and realized that, look, we need to change our technical direction. They went to Serbia and brought in Vladislav Viric. When he came, instantly they started getting results. The last 10 matches that he played for the club, he was able to push the club to seize position on the table right from the bottom. And that was an instant, acquisition of results for the club. An indication of the fact that clearly they had a problem with their technical direction. They went in for a coach, and he was able to turn the fortunes of the club for them. So it's been quality coaching, it's been quality players, and pitches have also played their role. But a lot needs to be done still on the pitches. But I think that we have slight improvements from the previous seasons.
And talk about pitches before we go on with this conversation. I mean, we've had variations. We've had natural grass pitches, and we've had quite a number of AstroTurf pitches, and would have to commend Robert Coleman, who's the CEO of Wembley Sports Construction Limited. Today I was driving by Ajirigano, and I saw this beautiful pitch, looking very green and ready to be commissioned. He's done a wonderful job. And I remember that just last weekend when the Sheikh Shaributu Ramadan Cup was played on an AstroTurf pitch. And I just think that in terms of the playing surfaces, we've moved, just like you said, we've moved one shade above, and it is improving our game. And all of the people who are contributing for this to happen must be commended. So, Koman, big ups to you. We can't celebrate you enough. Just to know that we have a Ghanaian brother who is, investing his time and his intellect into going into such a specialized area.
But I would like to appeal to Koman on one thing.
Yeah.
It is important that when they are putting up these pitches, they consult the Ghana Football Association, because the club licensing board or the club licensing regulations have stipulations
very well
for the size of pitches that can be used for Premier League games. To be honest with you, if you look at the Medina pitch, had it not been that the size is not standard, Dreams FC would have played their home games there.
And so this is why
would have played their home
so
games
this is
there.
why we also have to send a message out to all those who finance these projects, because
very important
because what happens with the engineers, the constructors, contractors, is that they come to you with a range within which you can fall, because FIFA has ranges of or sizes of pitches which fall within their their specifications. And sometimes, because of budget constraints or the muscle, the relatively smaller financial muscle, these financiers opt for these smaller pitches, which is why we have some of these issues. So
it's true.
Yeah. So we need to. It is good to always make an investment. An investment like that will never go to waste.
Exactly. And just like we always say, if it must be done, it must be done well.
Yeah.
I think that it is not the best, to have such nice pitches around, yet we cannot use them for association
For
football.
association football,
So
exactly.
it is always important that we consider that, we put that into consideration when we are constructing the pitches, and so that the sizes will be up to standard.
Okay.
For clubs to, because
So-
it makes our game very beautiful.
So, Robert Coleman, next time you are making any presentation, please make sure that the pitches are of that measurement, that specific measurement that the Ghana Football Association requires.
It's the reason the Accra Sports Stadium is under huge pressure.
Yeah.
When the season started, and Asante Kotoko decided to play their home matches there, I was the first, football writer to write an article that the NSA should not allow Kotoko to play the matches there. They should either go to Cape Coast or Boise. Kotoko fans did not understand me. Eventually, they came to choosing Obuasi and then leaving Accra Sports Stadium. The reason was that the pitch
Was suffering.
was suffering.
Yeah.
We had Hearts of Oak, Inter Allies, Legon Cities, Great Olympics, all playing their matches there. And we had 2 Division 1 clubs also playing their matches there. Then Kotoko came. So 7 clubs playing their home matches there. When I did the permutations, the Accra Sports Stadium pitch was going to host over 100 matches within 6 months.
Wow. That's crazy.
And that was very difficult for the pitch. We sometimes do not know. The pitches need rest.
Yes, that's very true.
But right now, if you go to the Accra Sports Stadium, you go onto the field itself, you realize that it is very hard.
Yeah.
And that does not help players. So I think that if these pitches that are being spread across are constructed with the right specifications, some of the clubs can choose to play there. Now, Liberty Professionals cannot play at the Dansum and Karendorf Park. They moved all the way to Segakope. Meanwhile, the Medina field is there. We have a field at, what do you call it, Fadama. The one that was used for the Ramadan Cup
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
So if these pitches are up to standard, certainly clubs like Liberty, Inter Allies, and the rest can choose to use those pitches, and then it will really help our game.
Okay, so from hence, Mr. Robert Coleman, when you are doing any presentations to any financiers, tell them that let them, let them, expand and pay the money, and it will be, it'll be worthwhile. So that's how we'll wrap up the conversation here on the Ghana Premier League. There's a lot to look forward to later today. We'll be taking Sheikh's thoughts on what's going to be happening in Europe later tonight as well. And the 2 presidents, like I said, their designations, especially because of what is on the Joy News screen now, will be null and void, especially because the first gentleman of the land, Nana Akufo-Addo, is. Okay, guys, let me just quickly share some messages from our WhatsApp console. Tawfiq is a very good football analyst, but tell him to speak slowly when he's doing his analysis. Samuel in Germany. Samuel, thank you very much. Feedback taken.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Okay, so let's do another one here. Can we retrieve some more of the messages so that we can get into them now? Remember, it's 055 1111997 055 1111997. Okay, this message here, yes, that one, yes. So, hi Nathaniel, we are blacks and mostly believe in superstition. In fact, it works better. It works better either you believe it or not. I wouldn't call it a mind game. I would call it spiritual work. I remember when I was a footballer playing Colts football, a spiritual man mentioned a particular player's name and said that he would score 2 winning goals. And it happened, and we won. Spirituality works in football. Vincent Chipo in Mamprobi. Vincent, thank you very much for the football lesson in spirituality this afternoon. Babs, who's listening from Abilingpe here in Accra, says, good afternoon. Hearts of Oak are winning the league this season. Not. Unfortunately, all the excavators and bulldozers have been burnt, so nothing can take Hearts of Oak from the top. I like that. Okay, this one is from Niade Adefio. Now, Niade says, Nat, good afternoon. The Champions League is won by paying dues. For the past 5 years, Manchester City have paid their dues through good performances. City 3, Chelsea 1. Okay, so you had a dream. Okay, we'll be listening to the dream very shortly. Let's take this other one. Hi, Nat. Okay, so I think I've read this one already. He's predicting a 3-1 victory in favor of Manchester City. This is from Ni in Teshi. Okay, thank you very much for the messages. Please keep them coming. 055 Greetings to all of you who are also joining us via My Joy Online TV on YouTube. And so we will get into the conversation on the UEFA Champions League right about now. Okay. It is a very, very tall order for both sides. There is hunger in the eyes of both because the scenarios and the stories, while they differ, are almost the same. Chelsea have tasted it before, and this was in the year 2012. Now a group of young players who may not necessarily have the experience, the space, the weight, and the star power that the 2012 squad have, looking forward to doing what the squad of 2012 did. When it comes to Manchester City, they have a coach who has won it before and knows what exactly to do to get it done. But is he strong enough to overcome the kind of challenge that Chelsea will be posing later to the new venue of Porto? Remember that this game initially was supposed to be played in Turkey. Well, the president of Turkey, President Erdogan, has not been too happy about this development. But, well, the world has moved on. The game is being played in Porto. And all of these are in relation to COVID-19 and the possible threats that hosting the game in Turkey could bring to the fans who will be traveling. Also, ahead of time, let us all remember that the owner of Manchester City, Sheikh Mansour, has graciously decided to pay the airfares of each Manchester City fan who will be traveling to Porto. It is as simple as you get to the gate, hand over your details, and the money you spent on your ticket will be, refunded to you. This is the kind of investment that clubs are making in ensuring that they capture this trophy. This is how much importance clubs place on what is referred to as the biggest in terms of silverware when it comes to European football. Sheikh, before we wrap it up with you, tell me what it is. I mean, along the lines of the metaphysical, the spiritual, and all of that. You say you had a dream?
Yes, Nat, I had a dream.
Okay.
There's a video out where Pep Guardiola is describing how the Chelsea team plays 3 back, 2 holding midfielders.
Yes, very well. I saw that.
So in the dream, I saw myself asking Guardiola why he was able to know how Chelsea play, yet he lost 2-0 to Chelsea.
I see.
Yes. And I saw Mason Mount and then Timo Werner scoring the goals for Chelsea. I put it out on my social media platform this morning, and a lot of people were making fun of it. Well, it's a dream. Somebody said maybe I ate fermented TZ. But that is a dream I had.
Okay, guys, so let's make sure that we remember this. Remember, they are, like they always say, social media never forgets. I mean, this show always has its record. It's always out there. We will come back and refer and see whether really this dream will be made manifest. I
But
mean,
if this
from
dream
the
becomes a reality, the Chelsea family must buy me a Land Cruiser.
Sheikh, let's see how it goes. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful having you here in the studio. And of course, as we build up towards the final phase of the Ghana Premier League, we'll be inviting you as well, and all other issues relating to African football. Thank you so much, Sheikh Tofik Sienu. In a few moments, we will be welcoming here the two presidents of the Chelsea Supporters Club and the Manchester City Supporters Club of Ghana. Tall order. A long day that we're all, awaiting, and it sure is going to be very interesting and a lot of fun. How is this going to go? Eric Mens is the president of the Manchester City Supporters Club. He is here in his full gear. Also, David Amofa is the long-serving president of the Chelsea Supporters Club of Ghana. Who wins this one? And we're going to be asking them how they've been organizing themselves as fan bodies from a distance, and how they've been supporting the effort. Keep your messages coming in. Remember, it's predictions with reasons. Predictions with reasons. That's the mantra today on the Joy Sports Link here on Joy 99.7 FM. So keep the messages coming in. We'll be sharing as we go along. And gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. It's good to have you.
It's good to see you again.
It's
look,
good to be in the studio.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be very, very, I'm going to be very neutral, like I've always been here on the show. But it looks like today you're doing a little too much of the deep thing, because you are the light blues of football in the world.
Yeah,
Eric.
I think it's an opportunity to be here. Actually, Man City has been one of my key. I say my key moments in football since I started following football. Yeah,
I see.
I've had that passion for football, and being a Man City supporter at this particular time and this moment, it can't be described. I've been so passionate about this moment, and God being so good, we've gotten this opportunity to be alive to witness this event. I think I'm so overwhelmed to be here at this time and to be following this pattern as well. So
Okay.
I'm looking for these pictures.
David, thank you so much. It's been good. It's been wonderful having that collaboration with you over the years. But look, let's get down to the business.
We're here again.
Yeah, 2012. In 2012, Chelsea did not have that much blistering form, but made it to the final and won it. And that's what all of those who believe in reoccurring circumstances and all are referring to regarding Chelsea.
That's true. First of all, I'd like to thank your listeners, your viewers. I think it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Since 2012, when I formed the Chelsea Supporters Club of Ghana, and people were like, "Hey," but now it's come to stay, and we're trying to let everybody know what it's all about. Being a true blue, having an ID card, being able to watch games, getting discounts. The feeling is great. So now 9 years down the line, you know us, and you know what happened years ago against Manchester United. And then we came up against Barcelona semi-finals.
When Cristiano Ronaldo kept bugging Essien on the wings. I remember that game very well.
Exactly. And then we came back again. And then in 2012, finally, even during that year, we're not doing very good in the league.
Yes.
Our coach got sacked. We got Di Matteo to, replace him. And then look at what the boys did. 2021. And in fact, if you turn 2012 around, it's 2021. The same thing. Our coach got sacked, Lampard, and then we have Tuchel, who has done so well to keep the boys. And look at the run of affairs. Look at us against Atletico Madrid. Look at us against Real Madrid. What a game! What a night! And now look, we playing Manchester City. I'm happy that we are playing them. In fact, myself and Eric here met some years ago on Cressa TV.
I see.
I think Chelsea was playing Man
City as
yes.
well, yeah.
And so with me and him, it's revenge, because I lost that game that day. So this is my time as a president against him.
I see.
But when it comes to the club, we are prepared, and the boys are poised. We have brilliant chaps like Mason Mount, who have been performing and coming up in games, and we also have our almighty N'Golo Kante. They say that half of the earth is covered with water, the rest is N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo Kante.
Yes,
We'll get down to the specifics in the departments of play. But Eric, tell me about how organized Manchester City is in terms of like the fan base here in Ghana. nobody would hardly. I mean, people would hardly hear about a Manchester City supporters club until a day like this. Tell me
Right.
about.
Okay,
the
so
organization.
Manchester City supporters fan base has been in organization or operation for a while now, since 2007.
I see.
What happened was, let me give the acknowledgement to this one chap called Peter Intamale. So he started this, and by then I was also into it, looking to ways and means to bring things to bear. So we had communication. I think I had a cousin in UK who was at Manchester actually. So went to the Etihad just to make things okay for me here to do the organization, and they sent a mail which they copied him, so we should contact him. So we did, and was like, yeah, he had no idea, but this is what he has been able to amass. But how can we both come together to push this agenda? And I said, okay, fine. Geographical locations wise, I'm in Accra and you are up there. Things working together can be very difficult. So then we organized a program, I think around 2008, came around with few were like, shall I say like 5, yeah. So we met, we had a discussion, and we were like, okay, fine. Then he's into a full-time teacher. So he asked me, you know what, I think I want to give you the sole right to just manage this whole thing. And then said, okay, fine. So we had a few meetings with other executives. By then we put it out on social media, started getting few people who were interested. By then our numbers were like 10, 11 sort of. So we're just meeting sometimes in Temati, Havana. We come to Accra and we meet there. So in the mall, yeah. So we organize ourselves, and quite few from that line to dates, we've been able to grow since we won the EPL trophy. It gave us some momentum, and we had a lot of people, especially from the high school then 2012. So we developed a lot of some fan base then. So that time till now, we've been able to amass quite a number of people. People, quite of them I can see being AC Milan fans who came in with the notion of just being a supporter, but due to some activities and some souvenirs from City and all the rest, they've now been more committed, paying dues and there. So the fan base has moved from place to places now. So quite now, if I'm not kidding, we have like roughly like 400 plus numbers here who, and let's say 300 paying dues, having official Man City cards that are in operation as well. When we have 3 who were, I think last 2 years before the COVID situation, were in UK for the games and they had to pay discount. When you have the card, you are shall I say, limited to some other things that you're entitled to some other things that you'll be given. So they had few peripherals as well. They're giving them JCs, stadium tour and sort of. So I think we're growing day in day out. We're growing, yeah. So I think we've been in existence, and I met my brother here. We had to talk how to structure things. We're learning, so I had to take advice from him. And Arsenal supporters fan base has been one of the key fan base in Ghana, so we take clue from them how to develop, how to structure our things and operation. And I think we've been in
But Eric, obviously you're not going to be taking advice from them when it comes to winning the Champions League, because they will.
Yes, that comes into play here. For structure base, I think they are the best too. They have been in the system already, so we need to seek permission. Consent from them. How they
You have to watch what you say. Oh.
Yeah. I'm very careful. We come to that. Yeah, we have to seek how they've been able to. It's not easy. Yeah. We have situated funds around the Ghana in Ghana actually. So you need to know how to cope with them, maybe regional base wise and everything. So I think they've been fantastic to us in a way, but not fantastic as in how to win trophies. And they can tell from the past 10 years down the line, City have been one of the key clubs in Europe and England as well, and they can attest to that fact that we don't have to come to them to seek permission or to seek advice to win trophies. We have been beating them to win trophies, so they are aware. Yeah.
Now, before I come back to you, David, the owner of the club, extended a very, very important gesture, which goes to say where you as a club are in your history. I mean, this is a turning point for Manchester City. The man has put in a lot in terms of investments. I mean, look at the academy. Look at how it's been structured. Look at the Etihad. Look at the kind of material that you've had over the years. And now this is a crucial moment. I mean, how important, as if we do not know. How important is this moment to you, the fans of City?
I think, Nathan, this is Sheikh has been one of the key people in the person for this rebuilding and everything. Credit goes to him. You know, before the COVID situation before the Super Cup issue came up, we had a portal for executive around the globe.
You mean the Super League?
Super League that came up, that fans were willing to know. They wanted to know what is going on, and we had a portal that for executive around the globe that we communicate in. So the general secretary with Man City in UK came to Parker. They came to post a thing that this is a message from Sheikh to the fans. It was like, he knows this is happening in the world, and they will take our voices into this. They want to hear from us and all that. So we have to write things up, note up. It's going to be millions of loads, but they have to take their time. This means that the man has the fans at heart. So the development and everything, the basics from this whole thing, he's been one of the key phenomenon people in this game, in this business, and we thank him for coming into the aid of City. Without him, City will still have been the like of Aston Villa, lying somewhere in the mid-table. Now they are a team there you can't recall. You have to mention their name with some strict measures to be careful, because you are mentioning the name of a big brand anyway. So coming into this particular game, matching up the fans base and everything to this particular game has been movement. Actually, it's not even a game; it's a movement for Manchester City. This is our first time going into this such far in terms of European football. So it's a moment for me. I think today I wanted to be sure if it's real for me being not a fan.
You need to tap yourself on the cheeks a bit.
I wanted to be sure whether it's City, and I was watching a video how we started from the groups. You know, this particular season we weren't really that strong. We were lying on the 8th on the table in January, and we came up to win the league and to be in the final. It has been a season of roller coaster, and it has been, I don't know, goosebumps all over me now. It's been something I've been cheering for, and it's been there.
We've been there
it's so
before.
fantastic, trust me. And being there is an achievement even for City. Likewise, the result that's going to come out, even the participation alone is an achievement to Manchester City. I know we are going to build on this. Now, yesterday I was watching an interview from Kyle Walker, our right back, and was making mention of, in England those days, majority of the kids and the youth were Liverpool, Chelsea, United fans, but these days he will walk into the school to pick his word, and a lot of these youth are City fans because of the success the City team is choking in the league. So should we win this trophy today, imagine what it's going to be like in the next 5 years for City.
Interesting stuff there. So this also then means that City's performances and the improvement that they keep showing make them a threat not only to your respective clubs on the pitch, but also to your respective fan base. Because he's talked about some who were recruited or who defected from other clubs to join them. And so Chelsea must be very, very... You must be on the lookout.
We are not perturbed. We are not shaken at all. I think it's a good thing. I congratulate them, for doing so well. The owner, the support base, he's doing a great job, Eric, here. But what we know and should know is that Chelsea commands the biggest fan base across Africa, not just Ghana. I was in the UK recently on a study again, and I did some research on the fan base of Africa. And ours really comes from culture. One aspect you can pull for cultural factor, where we had African players playing Chelsea for the first time. So we had that likability and affinity to the club. You could see your own Michael Essien, who was playing in your national team, play. We could see Didier Drogba from Cote d'Ivoire. We could
Eto'o
see
came through at a point.
Solomon Kalou. So that was unique, and it still stays with us. Anytime Didier Drogba comes to South Africa, anytime Michael Essien comes, that affinity is still there. So Chelsea will still command the biggest, no matter how many people defect the City. I understand. Football attracts a generational support. That is why somebody says that, Chelsea fans, when you start supporting Chelsea, isn't it during Michael Essien's time?
Exactly.
Mine was a long time ago, though, but it's true. It attracts generational support. I will not be surprised if maybe my little kid will say, I'm not
City
Chelsea
fan.
again, I'll become a City fan. I'll be disappointed, but she's got Chelsea anyway, so she can't change. Coming to the real game, I think, our club I've been staying, I've stayed since 2012. We started earlier, got registered, got, certified by Chelsea FC in 2014. That is the only silver category supporters club in Africa. I think it's a feat that no African supporters club has been able to achieve. I deserve some applause for that.
Congratulations.
And then we're still keeping it on. So we're reviving it. We extended it now. Just about 2-3 weeks ago, I was in Kumasi with the Kumasi fans. And then we're trying to, broaden their fan base. And then get people to really enjoy the true benefits, as my brother said, of being a true supporter. You get your membership card. You'll be able to access discounts and stuff. Go and watch matches. But today, it's a great day that the Lord has given us, and we should be glad in it. Because Chelsea is going to lift the cup for the second time again.
Okay, Chelsea will lift the trophy for a second time. If you agree with it, then you let us know. Let us hear your voice. I think this is a good time to bring in you through the phone, and so you can call us. Now, a couple of, images have been trending on Twitter. There are alliances against the two clubs. I've seen one that's supposed to be an alliance for victory for Manchester. So it has the logos of Manchester United and Manchester City.
A City United.
Noisy neighbors have become
a City United. I love that.
So this is from the acting president, Imbe Adam. And he says that owing to the recent intense unforgivable from the violent fans of Chelsea, the Association of Against Supporters Union. Oh goodness!
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is so you need to be on the guard because look, what happened against VRL is something that the United fans will never forget, and it was just one penalty that made the difference, which is what happens a lot of the time. But you just pray that becomes negligible. The support that
with Chelsea, Chelsea has pedigree. We've been in the Champions League longer than City. This is their first time. This is our third time at the final. So when it comes to background, we have the pedigree to win. When it comes to the coaches, head to head, Tuchel was there in the Champions League last year. So he is more eager to win it than City. The people are saying that City hasn't won. Pep has won the trophy before. It's not new to him. You understand what I mean?
But he wants to do it.
He wants to do it again
with
with a new club.
Yeah.
But
In the English Premier League.
With PSG, he came so close, but couldn't. This man can't sleep. All he dreams about is taking the trophy. And N'Golo Kante won every trophy under the sun, with the exception of the Champions League. It's coming home.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff there. 0302216541, 0302216541. We'll be taking your calls at this time, but let's build up to what's happening later tonight.
Case number JOY997.
Nelson, can you convince this court on why you should not be sanctioned on this long-running and acrimonious argument on who the best in Europe is?
My lord, can you imagine these small boys who know nothing about winning a Champions League title, attempting to rub their shoulders with the pride of London, Chelsea?
Small boys? Small boys indeed. We are not small boys. You, the big boys, you're so-called big boys. When you have the opportunity to win the Premier League, what did you do?
This is even the thing that makes me angry about these small boys, these so-called Etihad guys.
Well, because we are taking our form inside the Premier League into the Champions League, and we will beat you. Our coach has won it before, and he will win it again.
How many times have you won the Premier League? We have won the Champions League. We're there in the final in 2008. I don't
This is the team
understand.
with the coach who had the opportunity last season and blew it.
And it's back to win it again.
We will show you that we are the best team in
My
Manchester.
lord, I won't
We
take this. I won't take
are
this from this
Manchester
Manchester City lawyer. I won't
City.
take this.
Blue.
And you cannot say it.
Right. Order. Council, remember, I can end up charging you for contempt of this court. In the meantime, I rule that we settle this matter with live commentary on Joy 99.7 FM on May 29th from 6 p.m. sharp. And being the best English commentary team on the African continent, it is my expectation that you two approach this with the same levels of energy I have ruled.
Okay. So I'm sure that you've come across this promo. It's running on all of our social media platforms and, our fans. And so George and Gary will be on your radio from 6 p.m. The build-up will be on. 0302216541. Predictions with reasons. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Nat.
Good to have you here on the show. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nat.
Great.
This is why some of us love the FMO. You guys are too good. And then let me say good luck to both of them, Chelsea and then the Citizens. I don't support any of the European teams anyway. I'm going to call United supporter. And then back to the GPL, Ghana Premier League. Nat, kudos. Good luck to Kotoko, okay? But this league is hard to lose. Please, if they don't win this cup this year, something will happen because it's been more than 10 years since the Province won the GPL. So please, it will be dear to lose this time around. But if you look at the game that they have to play now, Kotoko has more difficult game to play than Hasbro. So they should please try and win it. Thank you very much, Nat. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kweku Kisi New Ningo. 0302216541. 0302216541. Get through to us and give us predictions with reasons. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good to have you here on the show.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the Joy Sports Link. Can you lower the volume on your radio set, please? All right. Yeah, please take it down. We're getting a bit of feedback. Okay, very well. So please go ahead now. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Kweku. I'm calling from Takrady.
Welcome.
Okay. I don't want to talk about Chelsea and Man U because I support Sheffield Wednesday.
But okay, hold on. If you were pushed a little bit to say, okay, look, Sheffield Wednesday is nowhere near the UEFA Champions League final. So you cede your support to either. Which one would you
I think I would want to enjoy a beautiful game, enjoy the football, the game of football. Now, but Nat, I just want to talk about something. Sure. You brought two gentlemen to your studio.
Yeah.
And you said they were branded in the Man U jersey, Chelsea jersey, beautiful. That is the support that we give to these teams. What support do we give to our Black Stars? I think, you see, the government is raising 25 million for the national teams, including the Black Stars, via campaign for African Cup and the World Cup. But what are they doing for the supporters? What excitement are they creating for us? Because football is like a union between the playing team and the supporters. But most of the time, we plan tournaments without considering the supporters. The supporters we know are mostly full soldiers who have put themselves together as supporters unions, and they carry them to the. But the millions who remain in Ghana, we watch with our passion and all that. Nothing is created for us. Now, Black Stars, they have a bad image. Bad image in Ghana. What are we doing? What is the ministry doing to create excitement for the supporters as we prepare for this tournament? We are going to spend 25 million, whether we like it or not. But they should also think about the supporters, because we carry the passion. We carry the passion. But look, how many people even have Black Stars paraphernalia? Now that the zeal is gone, we rather spend on Man U. We buy Man U replica jerseys at very high prices. It's about time the ministry sits down and recognizes the role supporters play in winning tournaments. Until we do that, now with COVID, you see the stadium will not be full, but the players should have a certain psychological thinking that Ghanaians are sitting at home, they are wearing their replica jerseys, they are blowing their vuvuzelas, and they are supporting us, even though they are not in the stadium. They need to have that. If they don't have that psychological thinking, what information do they get from the media? Most of the time it's negative. But it's like the egg and the chicken story. Do they have to perform so well so that we support them, or we have to support them to perform well? Which one comes first? But we should know that whether we like it or not, the government is going to spend money on them. So the ministry has to think about what they are going to do for the supporters. We need to start creating excitement around them.
Very well.
Thank you, Nat.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the concerns. Very well taken. 0302216541. 0302216541. Well, so a set of fans have organized themselves. I do get what the last caller is driving at. However, obviously, one way or the other, fans still have to get themselves together, because the ultimate aim at the end of the day is to support whichever team or club is playing. So that becomes very important. You don't also always sit back and watch. Let's get back on the phone line. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Nat.
Good to have you here.
Yes, yes, I'm Lawrence. I'm calling from Afonko.
Welcome, Lawrence.
Yes, bro. So we, the supporters of Inter Milan, are solely behind Manchester City.
Thank you
I
for
see.
that.
Yes, we are solely behind Manchester City because we can't allow Chelsea to take a second Champions League. You understand? Because we also have one. So at least for equalization, Man City should also have one. Thank you.
I see. Interesting. Thank you very much. 0302216541. 0302216541. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us on the Joy Sports Link.
Yeah, thank you too for accepting me on Joy FM.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just see Man City. People, I think about 3-4 people, you read my text messages. They talk about spiritualism, into the game. Yes, but I believe that if there's anything that has to do with spiritualism, I think that Chelsea is more prayerful than Man City. You know that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Oh, unfortunately, we lost him. He was trying to make a point there. So, a big endorsement there. Yeah.
Very prayerful. My name is David.
Yeah.
I mean, a warrior king. Who the Lord listens to.
I see.
And we have a lion
in your crest.
In the crest, holding the scepter of Moses.
I see.
So this is a great, spiritual team. So when it comes to spirituality,
Oh my God.
I don't know what do you have in your jersey?
It's a seal shape, yeah, sort of, yeah.
And some flower or shoe.
You understand later.
Seriously speaking.
Now, he says that you will understand later. Yeah. So let's get back on the phone line. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Nat, how are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Fine. I am just very much disappointed. Today, our captain, the DIU, is leading Swansea City in the qualification to the Premier League match.
Sure.
And not even a word to be said about that important game.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Don't be. Have you checked your time, please?
Please, I've checked it. It's just about 18 or 15 minutes to the start of that match.
Yes. So we have it's 12 plus minutes to end the show. So we are not done yet.
So you are only leaving 12 minutes for that important match.
Well,
and using about how many minutes for Man City and Chelsea game?
Well, those games are important. Andrea Ayew's endeavor is also very, very important.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's keep it going. 0302216541. 0302216541. So just as our last caller mentioned, we're going to be talking about that, towards the end of the show. Andre Ayew and Tariq Fosu engaged in that big battle. Andre Ayew and Swansea, and Tariq Fosu and Brentford looking forward to securing a ticket to the Premier League next season. We'll be talking about that before we wrap it all up. Let's get back on the phone line. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm great. Please go ahead.
Yeah, do I give a prediction for the match?
Please go ahead with reasons.
Oh yeah, I think Man City for this time around are going to win this match because it's not bad. They haven't taken before, but looking at the way they are playing and the last 3 matches that they've played, they have the pedigree charisma and the power to win this match. So I think they are on course for the winning of the match.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. 0302 216 0302 216 541. Let's get a few messages. Okay. Now, there are a few messages here. Let's share with you before we go into the final part of the conversation. It will end in tears by all means. Chelsea brags too much. They will cry. Wah, dienche. Okay. Thank you very much for that message. Manchester City is the straight A student who has been preparing for an exam since primary one. And Chelsea is a student who wasn't sure whether he might even write the exam and barely made it through school with bad grades and needed some apport at a point in time. We all know who deserves this more, but the game is on the ground. Mac in airport. Okay, thank you very much, Mac. Good to have you. Inko Joseph has sent this one. It says, Chelsea, after sacking a number of coaches, have gotten to the final after a number of years. Manchester City, with a consistent coach, have also finally gotten to the finals for the first time. So, a consistent technical coach versus an inconsistent technical bench. Who wins tonight? Well, very, very interesting perspective you're bringing here to the conversation, Inko Joseph. Thank you very much for that message, though. Now, there's this one from Kojo Madina, and he says, now, do you think City have to win this trophy? Just look at the expenditure just to win the UEFA Champions League trophy. Now, if Pep doesn't win, he must be sacked. Do you remember he spent 300 million on defense alone? Tuchel will cause his exit after today. Good afternoon, Mr. Mofa Presido 1, but not. Why don't you welcome my president with our blues anthem? Okay, we'll try our best to do both anthems before we wrap it up here on the show. Okay, a few more messages. Now, there's a message here from Kelvin. He says, how can I join the Manchester City fan base? Okay, so this is to you, Eric.
Yeah, we have our social media platform as well, and you can find me on social media, Eric Mens, anywhere on social media. You can just write out to me. Currently, we are doing registration for the next season new membership, so they can reach out.
Okay, great stuff. Let's now get down to, before we come back to the Champions League and wrap it all up, we'll be making attempts to get on the ground to Bayview Village, where the team is ready and good to go with today's activation of the viewing party. Remember, it is strictly by invitation because of COVID-19 and its threat. We're having a limited number. It's strictly by invitation, but the team is going to be there. We're going to have a special UEFA Champions League quiz on ground, and there's a big 32-inch screen television to be won by the winner. So you join us there from 2 p.m., and it's going to be very wonderful. There are other side activities to partake in as well. Okay, so Andre Ayew, is looking forward to booking another place back into the Premier League, and now he goes up against Tariq Fosu's club, so Swansea, Brentford. Now, gentlemen, it's been a tough, long, hard run, and it just brings a certain conversation about Andre Ayew and his toughness of mind and spirit.
Yeah, I think this has been a great opportunity for the Swansea team. Last season, they were up there in the what's the name? The playoff. Yeah, I think they lost the match to Brentford as well. Yeah, and this time around, they've managed to have their way in that stage again. I think it's been quite fantastic for them because before they got to this particular final, they had few challenges. One of their key players, that's the captain, got injured. They had to substitute him, and the day has been phenomenal this particular season, having 17 goals this particular season. It tells you the momentum he carried, because I think when he was even at Swansea, moved from Fenerbahce to Swansea, people were criticizing the national team captain playing in the championship, but with persistence and zeal to reach out to the EPL has been one of the focus for the entire Swansea team. And even starting of the season, they were even leading the table for quite some few number of days, and suddenly they dipped into the fifth position, and they've had this run of games quite professional with the whole setup, with the coach, that is Cooper, doing fantastic job with the list. And I think this opportunity for Ghanaians to see the day in the EPL again. We've missed him. He was the highest player in West Ham that they purchased him. He was fantastic there due to certain issues, injury setting, and therefore he had to go to Fenerbahce, come in to the championship, stay there for 2 good seasons to trying to qualify them to the EPL tells you the kind of player he is and the kind of team they have. So I'm rooting for him to be there. Although not forgetting that we have a brother as well in the other team at Tariq Fosu. So we hoping that definitely there's a Ghanaian going to be in the EPL. But let's rally behind the national team captain. I think that's that calls for it as well. So
I can't agree more with you. Even though I know Brentford, they've done very well.
Yeah.
Right up till now, they've done very, very well. They deserve to be there in the final, in the playoffs, of course. But I think Swansea's investment in the day has paid off. Because after they dropped off into the championships, I think they maintained his salary.
Yeah.
And then he even decided to go for a pay cut, which was a very, very good thing. He could have left, but then he kept on pushing until he has gotten them to this stage. And of course, for him to get that goal to bring them to the playoffs, I think it's a very good thing. It's a very, very good thing. So,
well, interesting stuff there. But generally, what should everybody also learn about Andre Ayew's example? I mean, taking a pay cut, remaining with his club, even though he had the option to remain in the Premiership, do a switch to another club. There's lessons of loyalty there. There's lessons of consistency there. And of course, taking that decision has also gotten him consistent playing time, which he probably may not have got if he had joined another club.
Yeah. I think this has been an opportunity for Dide as well, because you can see this particular time this is the season he has amassed a number of goals in his entire career being at Swansea. That should tell you that and this is another season that Dide has gone through a whole season with only 2 injury setbacks. That should tell you normally when he was at France he was having this injury, came to England and it was even worse, went to Fenerbahce, taken and it was even worse, and being in EPL, this should tell you that persistent zeal and passion is what has taken Dide to where he is. So I think he deserves it.
Very soon, the Black Stars will also regroup for camping for the international friendlies that have come to replace the qualifiers, which have had to be cancelled due to the threat of COVID-19. Now, there is a very interesting message here from Andrew Ntema. He says, Chelsea 9, Manchester City 0. Andrew, is this message for regular playing time, the regular 90 minutes, or this is a penalty score? I mean, this can't even be a penalty score line, because it's 9. I mean, if it were 5, I would have accepted it for penalty. So you are talking about regulation time, right? Let's get on the phone line and speak to
right now
Prince Don Chega. Prince Don Chega is the programs director of Hits 103.9 FM, who are powering the Hits FM Repio Jersey 2021 there at the Bayview Village. Don, thank you so much for joining us on the Joy Sports Link.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all the listeners out there.
Well, I just want you to paint a beautiful picture of how beautiful it's looking out there at Bayview Village as we get ourselves ready for the big one.
All right, so this afternoon, exactly as we will be starting the Rep Your Jersey. This edition is by invitation, simply because of the COVID protocol that we have to observe. And we are ready here, all the, the setup very ready. We have Heineken setting up. In fact, they're almost done. And we have the lights. We have the gargantuan screen, the very huge screen on which we'll be watching the match live today exactly at 6 p.m. And it looks like everybody's geared towards this event. And there's a very feverish preparation going on, and everything is cool as I speak now.
The screen that will be won, by the eventual winner of the quiz, has it been placed properly? Has it been set up nicely?
Yes. In fact, the prizes have already been set up beautifully and wonderfully packaged. And I know a lot of people are looking up to this quiz that we began on the morning show on Hits 103.9 FM. And of course, you will be the quiz master, Nathaniel. And I believe that we're going to have a pretty good time right here. The podium is ready, and Ophelia is also around the podium, making sure that everything is in place. With the whole events team also right here.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince Don Chega. Thank you so much. So all those who've been invited will be there at the Bayview Village in Accra. All right, gentlemen, we're going to wrap up with the two anthems of the two sides, but we'll have to take final messages from both presidents, presidents of both supporters clubs, as we get ourselves ready for the viewing. Remember, live commentary is here on Joy 99.7 FM. The team will be ready to bring us all of that. And so let's see how it goes. Let's begin with you, Eric, president of the Manchester City Supporters Club of Ghana.
Yeah, I think I couldn't even extend greetings to my fellow citizens. They all glue up on listening to this particular show because we had a platform that I told them I'm coming here, and trust me, they are all up there waiting for this. And I want to tell them that this is a moment we've been waiting for. Finally, we have it. Let's make good use of it. Let's just enjoy the moment, and just put an icing on the cake with the trophy. And we are really, really going to do damage to Chelsea today. They've beaten us twice this particular season. They haven't had the opportunity to meet our 4 sets, and they are aware that we are coming with fire. Because I think their players were yesterday making mention that they know they've scored twice against City, and they haven't really had the full City team to play with. They know our strength, and they know that we are coming with a lot of fire.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Eric. David?
Yes, so once again, I would like to say, a big thank you to all of our fans. Chelsea Ghana Plus, Chelsea Ghana, all of the boys on the platform, and all the ladies too. And you've done a lot. Continue to support and know that today is the day that the Lord has made. So let us rejoice and be glad in this, because Chelsea is going to prevail at the end of the day, and we're going to lift the trophy. The Blue Lion is going to roar. Take up your blue flags and wave, and know that you are a victor. So today, we are watching our match at the Iceberg Pub, Achimota, and it's going to be a blast. So I encourage all fans to be resolute and know that we're going to teach Manchester City a lesson.
A Champions League lesson. Okay. All right. So this is how we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, everybody. And keep it here. Keep it here. We're going to wrap up with the... Okay.
This jersey.
Okay.
I know you were a blue fan. You never really show your colors.
Oh, that's nice.
We brought yeah.
Neutral fan.
So this is from the Chelsea Supporters Club of Ghana to Nathaniel Atto for being a great supporter. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And like I said, today I am a host.
Yes.
So thank you very much to the Chelsea Supporters Club of Ghana. Thank you so much. But today I'm a host. When we get off the studio and I finish my duty as a quizmaster at the Bayview Village, we will would get to wear this T-shirt. So I would begin with the anthem, I guess, of Manchester City. So we'll start off playing.
I wish we can sing them.
Yeah. So the Manchester City anthem, and then after that, the Chelsea anthem. Thanks to the whole Joy Sports team. We are on your radio throughout. The man, George Niamakwe, will bring you showbiz A to Z, after which we'll take over with live commentary. So Manchester City first, and then Chelsea's anthem to wrap it up. Thanks to the whole Joy Sports team. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I have love for sport.
Without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own, I felt blue moon, you saw me standing out. I felt blue moon, you saw me standing out alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
The security situation in the country has worsened since a military junta ousted the country's government last September.